Hello, everyone. Hello, back to you. Hello, Lavisa. How are we doing today? Please, can we confirm that I'm audible? Can you hear me? Hello, can we hear me? Can we hear me? I need to confirm if you can hear me. Please, can someone leave an emoji or respond so that I'm sure that I am audible and you can hear me? Mavis, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you, Mavis. Ashimi, can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Emmanuel. I can hear you.
Good evening. Liberty, can you hear me?
Good evening, I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Well, we waiting for me to call names. I've been asking over and over. Anyways, how was our week? We have so much to catch up today. Unlike the past 2 Saturdays that we've been doing preamble, I might say, just to test the waters. So let's just give others a while to join in the call and we proceed from there. So I would see, let's see if I can share something. Let me see. Okay, so bear with me while I'm trying to set up something. Also, while we wait a bit, if you have any question you'd like to, anything you have a challenge with during the week, you'd like to share, now is the time to do that too. Thank you. Okay, so for those that just joined in the call, welcome. The reason why there is silence because we're trying to wait for more people to join in, as what we are going to be doing very soon is going to be intensive, and I don't want people to miss out, and I have to start explaining over again. So please bear with them. Let's just give them till 6:10. 6:10 we kick off. But like I said, pending that wait or during that wait, if you have anything you experience, like a challenge or something you want to share or ask for guidance, please do now. But if you also had an idea about something, about analyzing a kind of data, just when I do anything, the floor is open, it's obvious. Clear your mind, we are one house and we communicate as such. Thank you. All right. So welcome everyone. Welcome back again to our breakout session. How was our week? I hope we had a wonderful week. So I'm going to run straight into what we have to do for today. This is quite a lot. I'm still considering whether I should touch where we left off or just go into something straight ahead. So let's just touch something. Hold on, just give me a moment. Share. Are you? Show it. All right. Share. So I believe you can see my screen. Please, if you can see my screen, give a thumbs up or an emoji. Right. Thank you. So, welcome guys to Breakout session once again. So what we're looking at is, let me remove all these guys. What we're looking at is how that is now. A data set. Let me load this just to be sure. So what we want to do is quickly just touch on. I can't go into this other bits now because we have a lot to cover, but I will just treat like, because like is one of the things that you're likely to encounter when you start working with large data sets. So I'll treat like okay. So we want to work with the data set called unicorn companies, right? Now, okay, so let me show you then taking longer expected. Right. So let me just go back and show you how this works. Let me clear all this. So you are most likely going to come and see an empty page, right? So this is your new workbook, right? If I come here, click SQL, you should know this by now. I'm just running through it so that we're not having any issues. So what I did was come to this part here, and I clicked on data source here. Select data source, Then scroll down, and this amazing work. I'm deciding to be amazing today. Okay, so when this one will load, okay, yes, loaded now. So down here you see sample data, and then I filtered to PostgreSQL, and then I choose this, right? You can choose any of them you want to use, but all these data sets have been specifically curated for the PostgreSQL course. So I chose unicorn companies, and here are the tables inside the database. So if you come back here, you notice that each of them have a brief summary that explains what it's for, right? So this data source provides comprehensive insight into unicorn companies, privately held startup valued over $1 billion, right? So automatically, for example, if I'm playing around this, I won't start looking for any number below $1 billion, except I know I'm trying to find error in the document, right? So here also e-commerce orders made in different countries from December 2010 to December 2011. That's a 1 year mark, right? So it just gives you a brief description of what you have to expect. Like I said, you filter, right? What you have to expect. So let's just stick back to where we are. So you click on that, excuse me, and then you have a table, right? And so when you click on each of the table, it's going to give you a preview of the content of the table, just a brief preview, just before you select the data source, right? So when you find out, okay, I want to work with this, right? I select data source. That's right. Now, this code you are seeing here, remember that this is a relational database, and relational database, like we know, is database. If you can't hear me, please at any time, please notify me. So relational database are databases that contains tables that are related to one another via one column, right? The screen is not frozen. I'm just talking, Mavis. So when you click here, I don't know if you can see this guy up here to the right, right? Click this guy here, you are going to see all this. Now I'm not interested in that for now. I'll just click here, show tables, and it's going to show me all the tables I need to see at any given time. I'm just giving you the prex of how to understand what you're working with. So we're going into codes now. So first thing first, you want to understand the tables you are working with, right? So let's run this. Let's run this, limit to 5. Right? So, how do I put this now? There's a more, I won't say more complex, but there's a way to check which of what you saw on my screen when I first opened it. There's a way to check a table, the columns in the table, and the type of data that those columns hold, right? I don't want to do that yet because we've not gotten to that part yet, right? So you get to that stage where we're able to just run a code and show everything. But for now, what I would always advise you when you're working with relational database is that you must have a system where you keep track of all the what's this called now? All the columns. So let's just create something here. Please, if I'm too fast at any point, please call my attention back. Thank you. So I created a text. Yeah. So you click on the plus and then you click on text. That's all. Right. So let's go back here. So now this table is from the companies here. Table. So I click on company, copy company, come to company, paste there. I can do that there. Now this is, remember, this is text, so it's not going to write in code. And what I need is this guy. You can't copy, so I have to start typing one by one. Company ID, company, city, country, continent, and okay, that's all, right? So the next thing we want to check, remember, on the right-hand side, we have companies, date, funding, industries, product emission, sales, and students, right? So, company ID, we already know company name, city, that will be place, country. Okay, there's nothing ambiguous here. So, next thing we just do is change this one here to dates. So now it's on dates, and then you run it. So you can see that this contains company ID, date joined, and year founded, right? Get company ID, date joined, and year founded. That's what we have on this. So this is called dates, company ID. My company is not company. Okay, my dates are going. So amazing. Okay, dates. All right. Company ID, dates joined. It joined, and year founded. Right now, this thing that is cumbersome would save you a lot of over coding later, or a lot of stress later. So next one, we have just 4 more to go. So funding, and I hope funding is not going to be long. I don't want to have to be scrolling. That's why I'm doing all this. I don't want to have to scroll up, down all the time. I want everything to be one viewpoint. All right. So what we have in funding, same company ID again. So you can see that company ID is a foreign key to many of these tables. And I explain what foreign key is last class. Right. So Mercy, can you explain to us what foreign key is to the best of your knowledge?
can't remember.
Mercy, I did not hear you. I heard, I don't even know what I heard, but I heard something that is not you. So can you explain to us what's this called now? Foreign key is. Okay. Mercy, we
I
are
can't
waiting.
remember.
You can't remember. Oh, amazing. Amazing. That is not acceptable, Mercy. Where are you in the career track?
Sir?
Where are you on your career track? What course are you? What course have you got
Data
into?
manipulation.
Data what?
Manipulation.
Data
In SQL.
manipulation. Exactly.
Yes.
So you are beyond that right now. You are beyond the concept of foreign keys. Okay, what's primary keys?
Primary key is like what they use to identify a particular record in a table.
Okay, particular record. I love the word you used. Particular record in a table. So when you say that is primary key, does that remind you what foreign key is?
So
Mercy,
maybe
does
I feel maybe some is what you use to like referring to another table. Like
you are on
the
the right
primary
track?
key that is referring to another table. I don't know how to put it.
Put it. You are future and analysts. So all right.
So I feel
Yeah.
it's something to refer to a primary key in another table.
Aha. All right. So that's correct. That's correct. So a foreign key is an identifier that is directly linked to a primary key in another table. We can put it that way. That's fine. So I was saying that we can notice that from our data, what we're accumulating here. Please, there are different methods to do this, like I said earlier on. For example, I could open different cells, this entire thing here. So look at my cursor, right? What my cursor is going over, this entire box is called a cell, right? This entire box where the text is also called a cell. Every single place you have to interact with in boxes are called cells. So I could create multiple cells, right? Where I select everything from any of the table, limit to 5. But I don't want to have to start scrolling up, scrolling down, scrolling up all the while. And the next other step would have been to write some code that will show it. But I want to do something that when you are on your own, you don't have to start overracking your brain to try to, oh, what did they do? What did they do? So when we get there, I will show you how to do that. So for now, this is I feel, the logical approach to this. To just have a text cell where you type in everything, so that way you can see everything at a glance without having to scroll down all the time. Now, I think Mercy asked that, how do we do the text cell? You do that by clicking on the plus sign that shows up at the bottom of a cell or on top a cell, or where you already see add content, like this one where my cursor is. And you click on add content, or you click on the plus sign, this dialog box pops up, and then you click on text. You click on text, it's going to open something like this. So you see, that's how it's created, simple and short. So let's continue. Messi, did you get that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we're almost done, everyone. Just hold on, because this is the data set we're going to be using for tonight's class. So I want to just make sure that it's, oh my god, what did I do? Okay. Right. Carbon underscore footprint. underscore PCF. Next is going to be upstream underscore percent underscore total underscore PCF, right? And next is going to be operations, I suspect underscore PCF, but let me confirm. Oh, percent total underscore PCF, okay. And then downstream, that's the last one. So I'll just come here and add underscore percent and underscore total, yes, underscore PCF. And then the last one is going to be downstream. So I can just copy this guy and paste yeah. Just change this to downstream. DONSTRAM. Okay. So that is for products emission, just 2 more. And then we are moving the ball. So the next one is going to be sales. And then run sales there. Run. Why must sales always be known? Okay. Order number. Dates, warehouse, client type, right? Products, I think that's line. Subqueries, amazing. Okay, would do it as passing also. We'll do it as passing also. These are passing because one of the things we're looking at is for you to quickly finish your career tracks. Because you're still going to Python, and Python is no beans. So, but I also touch subquery in the process of doing this. Line, quantity, unit price, total, and payment. And last one, students, plural, and just change this to students. And send that. Please, if you don't understand what I'm doing, ask questions. There's open house to ask question. You can unmute yourself and ask a question if you don't understand what I'm doing right now. So students, we have interdom, and interdom, I think that would mean interschool or dormitory, but we'll find out later. So region, gender, that's Grenda.
So I have sorry to interrupt you.
Yes, please go on.
I have a question. So initially when you started the class, I think my screen was having a little bit of network issue now. But my question is, all these data, all these tables that are here that you are taking from, like trying to get the various column headers, right? Are they all when you selected the tables, are they all under one particular table during the process of selecting them? Because you can see companies, date, funds, industries, and products.
So if you can see my screen, when you click,
yes, I can.
Okay, I think there is a delay lag, so I hope that I think whatever I'm saying now, you're going to hear it in the next 5 seconds. But the point is, if you can see my screen, I click select data, right? Select data source, and then when this loads up, you scroll down, and you see browse sample data sources. When you click that, then you just filter to PostgreSQL because you want to work with data that are already that was created for PostgreSQL scenarios. Yeah. So I filtered that to that, and then I have all this. So I saw unicorn companies, right? So when you click on unicorn companies, you're going to see the tables inside unicorn companies. Now, It doesn't
Okay, so
matter
the
whether my
7
cursor
tables
was
are
highlighting this or that. Yes, they're already in there, right? So I'm just
okay.
saying, like, it doesn't matter whether I'm highlighting this or that or sales or students, as long as I select data source, it has selected the entire relational database. Do you understand?
Yes, I get.
Okay.
Thank you
And
very
then when
much.
it opens up, then you see this point here, show table. When you click on show table, it's going to open up this panel on your right hand side where you can quickly see all your tables in your relational database. Understood?
Yes, thank you very much.
All right, you're much welcome. All right, so we are done. Hallelujah. So students, okay, stay. I don't know what that's. Maybe stay category. I don't know why that is cats, but I think it's stay category. So let me see something, please. Hold on. Aha. Okay. So Japanese cats. English. Oh, this is so long. This is so long. Okay. Okay, I'll just keep this whole part because I know that there's no foreign table here. There's no foreign ID as a foreign table. There's no foreign ID here. All right. So any foreign ID that we're going to get, let's even observe. So let's come back here. So we can see, let me just make this for dramatic effects. Okay. So one of the things you have to know about this is that whenever you press view, it's just going to show you to see how it's going to look like. So let's go at edits. I know it's cutting low, but you use all this as stereo, just like WhatsApp. So the point I'm trying to make is this. So we can see that from our companies table, we have a company ID, company, city, right, country, and continent. Date also carries company ID, right? Now remember, these unicorn companies are companies that are doing over 1 billion. They've done over 1 billion, right? So let's go back to our data to see the information about this table. So this data source provides comprehensive insight into unicorn companies, privately held startup valued. So it's the valuation, right? It's not like figure they made, it's valuation. Right, so this is valuation. So the company, the date, company ID, date joined, and year founded. Now funding, company ID, valuation, funding, select investors. Right. So I think we should start with let's start with sales. Let's go back to sales. Yeah. So that's I want to show sales work. Okay, let's try companies. I want to show you something so that our time is already running so fast. This time hasn't changed. Okay. So you can see that our company, you have now, remember that this is limited to 5. So after 5 numbers, every other thing is not going to show, right? But what we're interested in here is to try something called like, right? So we want to try like. And how does like work? What is the idea of like? So let's assume that I know that the company I am looking for starts with MA, but I cannot remember the remaining thing of this company. Or my clients cannot remember. You just remember that, oh, that company is MA something, but you cannot remember, right? So how do we get it? Does anyone have an idea how the like function is used? Because I want this to be interactive also. Let me not be. I've even started doing this. Amazing. All right. Anyone offering?
Okay, so I don't know if I think it's been a week I've passed that part. So you use the word like, right? Where I think like then in quotes you use percentage sign before the name or the alphabet you could remember.
Is it before or after?
So how do I write it now? That's what I'm saying. Like what you are seeing now, how do I write it? Because that's the true test of knowledge. I've already started the.
Okay, so now after where then put like
the what do you call it now? Freebie. I've already started with the
Like function. I don't remember when I did my like function.
Okay, Tamino said something. Tamino said
You use the white card.
we are going to let me copy what he said because I think he's not in the place where.
Okay, Tamino.
So Tamino said live. Yes, Tamino Kali. So let me paste what Tamino put on the chat. So Tamino put this on the chat. Now, will this run? If you say yes, tell me why. If you say no, tell me why. I'm going to call names. Nobody going to respond. Please, the mic I said earlier on, it's open to your response. Will this code run?
No.
Why?
No, it will not run. Because you have to take name, where name, like the name of the company you remember, the name of that
where company.
So name should be there before the like function.
Where company like.
Well, I think there needs to be a percentage sign after
where
the
company.
after the
No, it's like I never read that.
Yeah, there's a percentage there.
After there has to be in front and behind.
No.
In front and behind.
Yes,
No.
of the.
Just in front for me. Just in front for me.
It's just in front.
No, I think. Sorry, excuse me.
I
think. Okay, so we are looking for the company name, right? So we put where company like. Now, if the words if there are words after the MA, okay, we are going to put the column, then percentage MA, then it's after. I think we're going to put it after the MA percentage, and it will complete the rest and bring out any result that has MA after or before.
Okay, let me say it again. We are looking for a company that starts with MA. You cannot remember what else it start with. So where's our percentage going to?
It's going to be
before the MA or after the MA?
After the MA.
After the MA, if you want the company name, use MA.
Okay. Nyakerario Chinasa and Tamino says after the MA.
Yes, it's after the MA.
Sorry, I'm very terrible at pronouncing names because so if I murder your name, please have mercy on me. I think I almost murdered somebody's name. Nyakerario. Okay, Divinah. I'm just going to start with Divinah. Yes. After. Okay, Foba said after 2. So we're going to try it and see what happens. And we're going to run and see what happens to our data. Did it run or did it not run? Okay, it's loading. Boom. And oh, sorry, that's not you guys, that's me. Oh, all right. So what do we see? We see Machipox, we see Mana, we see Masterworks, we see Mama Earth, and we see Marshmallow. And like I said, the only reason why we are seeing these results, just 5 of them, is because we limit to 5, right? What if we want to find a company that ends with ER? ER, how do we do that?
The percentage sign is going to come before the ER.
Before the ER, yes.
Okay, so percentage sign is going to come before the ER,
Yeah.
right? So we run. So based on our limits to 5 results, we have Coin Tracker, we have Mana, we have Seda, we have Insider, and we have Zapier. This is not the number of companies that ends with ER. It is only the number of them limited to 5, right? Yes. So what if, okay, let's first try something. What if I do this? What happens then, right? Who knows why this did not return any value?
Oh, that. Why? What did not return?
Well, it too. Yeah. Because there's no company name that actually
There's
has
no.
this type of character, small e and big R.
This is
It is
ER
case
also. Don't forget,
sensitive,
this
or
is ER.
Yes,
it is case sensitive.
Good. Good. It's case sensitive.
the
So
case.
Robert
The
said
case.
that, definitely have said that it's case sensitive. Yes. So now, whenever you're working with like, always know that it is case sensitive. So if, for example, the record you have has a what do you call it now? Let's call it a record of a company that starts with small letter MA. When you type the capital letter MA, there will be nothing, that company will not show up, right? So it's case sensitive, right? Now one last thing I want to ask so that we move from there is, who knows the name of this percentage sign? Because in your query you don't call it a percentage sign, there's a name for it.
White card.
Anyone wants to try?
White card.
Wild card. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, so let's move forward. Now, we're going to jump straight into data joining, right? So what is data joining? Data joining is how you join data from different tables together to query them or to show a particular result, right? So you have different kind of joins. So I'm just going to create a text here, and I'm going to just okay, I don't want to copy that. Let me just type it in. So you have left join, you have right join, you have full join, you have inner join, you have outer join, you have what's this one called again now?
Self join and cross
self join. Yes, self join and cross join. Thank you. Self join and cross join. Right. So who can define left join? So once you define left join, sharp, quick.
Okay, for the left join, when joining your two tables, we have the first left table and the second right table. So the left join, what is that? What it does, it keeps all rows from the first left table and bring in matching rows from the second right table, according to my understanding.
Thank you very much. It keeps all rows from the first left table and joins the matching rows on the second right table. Okay, with Davina's explanation, who can tell us, not Davina again, who can tell us what I'm doing here? Tell us what's right join. I'm going to call names though. I'm going to call people I'm not speaking. Josiah, I see you. Oh yeah. The mantle is on you now. Can you explain to us what right join is?
Right join, it should be the exact opposite of what left join is. You keep all
Okay,
rows
so
from the
find the exact opposite.
first right table, and
All
then
right.
join the matching rows from the second left table.
Thank you. So we just turn this right, and where all the right becomes left. All right. So then who can define what full join is? Let me see the mantle before the again. Isaac Michael. Can you define what full join is? Isaac Michael.
Okay.
Yes, Isaac.
Yes, I can hear you. The way I've taken it, I think the full join does like puts both left and right join together. Simply put,
Okay.
full join
It puts
both left
okay.
and right join together. Like it does what left join does, what right does, right join does. It puts both together.
Let me see, it keeps both left and right join. Sorry, right. I think you mean table together. Now, according to your definition, I'm trying to see, Isaac, why, because from our right join, we can see that right join also joins the right and left, right? And the left join joins the right and left also. So what's the difference between this full join and then? Remember that left join keeps everything on the left and then join the matching rules on the right. Why right join keeps everything on the right and join the matching rules on the left? So what do you think full join will do? Anyone wants to help out?
A full join will actually keep both matching and unmatching rows from both the first left table and the second right table.
Thank you very much. So thank you, Isaac. Thank you, Davina. So a full join will keep left or right table. Let's just say both matching and unmatched. I don't think that's the right word to use. Let's just do it like that. Well, I don't think that's the right word to use, but then everyone here gets what I mean. Keep moving forward. Yes, so next thing is going to be inner join. Right? What is an inner join? Who can explain what an inner join is? I'm not hearing anything. No. Why are we quiet? There's no necessary problem to be. Proper returns matching records only. I think you have to be more specific with what you mean, so I don't make assumptions. So everyone here can get what you mean also. Okay, Chinasa says record in both table that match. I think I just put it the way she put it. Records in both tables that match. What that simply means is, now I'm writing all this down because it's going to just be the place of what we're going to do. So I'm going to bring back every time. What that just simply means is, if I join two tables, I join classroom table to student biography, student biodata table, right? It's only going to show results for where there's a matching record. And obviously, by now we already know that whenever you say matching record, you already, somewhere in your head, you already knows that, okay, there's a column that exists here on A that exists on B. So there's a match, right? We are matching by this. Although you state it in your code, right? I'm going to show you all that in a minute, right? So let's move. What is outer join? What is outer join? You Uzoma. Okay. Okoye, sorry. Uzoma Okoye. What's outer join? Outer join. Uzoma is not online, I guess so. Suleiman Joseph.
I'm here.
Okay, Uzoma. So I'm here with you also. Please define outer join.
I think it returns records that in both tables, both the ones that match and the ones that don't match.
The one that match and the one that does not match. We already have something like that here. So what is the difference between outer join and full join?
It's trying to come between the what?
Between outer join and full join, because you just said it's joining tables, right?
Yes.
Both that match and don't match, right? And we have that already here.
Okay, so he's returning both the rows that match and the rows that don't match from both tables.
Both the rules that match and rules that
Maybe
don't
I'm not
match.
explaining it well.
No, what you're explaining it well. The question is, I'm saying we already have that definition and we assigned that definition to full join.
Okay, so what's the difference between both of them?
I'm asking, yes, I'm asking not just you, the whole house. So
okay.
Yes. Because something that's going to come up eventually in your exams.
I think outer join is just like a broad term that's used to like describe joins that like outer join is just like a broad term, while full join is like a type of outer join. Right? I'm not sure.
Who said that first?
Me.
I see. Okay. All right. You are right. Right. So Full join is a specific type of outer join, right? That retrieves all records from the tables. So full join is under outer join. Outer join is just like a broad context. You get it used to describe any join that includes non-matching rules encompassing left, right, and full join. Right. So wherein I have a left join, right join, full join, those are outer join. The inner join would not show anything, right? It only shows where there's a match. So this guy here is under this guy, right? So should I define that? Should I define that? Should I define that? Okay, so let's just say any join that includes non-matching rules. Please take note of these things I'm writing today. As flimsy as it looks like, you'll be surprised. So yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to leave these two for now. They're not beneficial to us right now, right? So let's quickly move. So we have left join, right join, full join, inner join, right? So let's start with questions. So we have companies, we have dates, we have families, we have industry. Now we know that obviously we have company ID printed amongst companies, dates, funding, and industry. So we know that, okay, that is a unique identifier. But we also know from understanding and common reasoning that company ID in dates, company ID in funding, please look at the screen as I'm speaking, and company ID in industries. Let me use my annotation so that's so company ID in dates, company ID in funding, company IDs in industries. This whole company ID here are all foreign keys. It's only a primary key here. Obviously, company ID, company stable, right? So with that, we want to join, right? So the first thing you want to do, so let's retrieve all records where we are joining company to industry, right? So let's come here. So I'm going to select from, okay, let me hide this. Okay, so now let's move. What do we do? I want to join companies to industries. For the purpose of seeing what is there together, how do I join this? Based on what we've explained thus far. Can I share this into two? Amazing, can't do that. Okay, I have to open it down. So this is left join, this is right join, all right, this is full join. Based on what we've explained thus far, and this is inner join too, right? How do we join companies to industry? What join is most preferable? Liberty. Liberty, are you there? Liberty, are you there? Okay, I guess it's not on the call. Lanasiwaju. What do we use? What kind of join do we use?
Maybe sorry, I'm not so sure. I'm not been following SQL very strongly, so I'm not sure what to use.
Okay, that's cool. Just watch us as we do it. Get it done. Damn you. The mantle is on you. What join do we use? What join do you think we use? Jamiu Bolariwa. Okay, guess I'm just on the call. Tamno, any ideas? We want to just show companies and industries. That's all. Once you all the records in them. Amazing. Those people are calling me, not responding. Please, when we are on the call, we are meant to respond. The whole purpose of this is to learn. You're not in an example, you're not doing a test. We're all here to learn, right? So it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay not to know. It's fine.
Okay,
Although
can
it's
I
not
try? Can I try?
okay. Okay. Hold on first, Davina. Let Miriam try.
We are returning.
Miriam, I can see your hand. Please proceed.
I think since we want to return all the.
If you're speaking, Miriam, you are not audible.
A full join. A full join.
Can you speak a bit louder? A full join.
Can we use?
No, he
yes.
said.
A full join. Since we want all the records
Okay.
from both table.
Yes. Okay. So, according to Miriam, we'll do a full join. So, Miriam, do you know how we're going to type that into this place?
Oh, okay. My answer is we can try using an inner join so that we join on the company ID because I think that is a.
You can try what?
Inner join. And then on matching, we are going to match on the company ID because I think that is the column that is.
I didn't get what you said. Can you come again? Can you repeat yourself?
I'm saying, are you getting me?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm hearing you now.
Yeah, for me, I think we'll use an inner join. We join on the company
inner
ID.
Join, okay.
We join on company ID because that is the column that is. Because when joining, you have to pick like a column that corresponds to the other in the other table. So we can pick on the company ID, but still, I think we can use any other join for that question. But for me, I stand with inner join.
Inner Join, okay. So
but still the
let's
other
test that
joins,
too.
I think they can. The
Join.
left and the right.
Don't worry, I'm going to do everything. Both your own and both Miriam's own. So what table do you want for your linking? Let me take you back to the site. Okay, yeah. What table do we join on? So we're joining industries, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Industries, right? And so what do I do next? Let me know. What do I do next?
Using on or using.
Using.
Using company ID.
So using
company ID in parentheses.
Company on this. Okay, parentheses. What we said?
Yes, in brackets, like company ID will be in brackets.
Okay. Okay. Right? So let's run that and see. Sorry, that's not running yet. Okay, it's running now. Okay. So when I scroll, wait, this is amazing, man. Okay, so I can expand here, and then we can see our results, right? So we have a company ID, company city, country, continent, industry, right? And then you just have that. You see, and it keeps going, right? So we're going to try something else. So we copy all this. Miriam said inner join. So we have 1,074 rows. Miriam said Miriam said full join. Pardon me. So I'm going to try full join. And I'm going to just leave it like this. Full join. And we run. See what our result is going to be. So if we join that, had same results and same. So see, now who can tell me the reason why the inner join and the full join got the same results? But that's proof that you understand why they got the same results. Messi, do you know why?
So I'm kind of lost. I want to ask a question.
I can't hear anything from Messi. Is it just
No,
me?
I'm kind of lost. I'm lost.
Okay. So I'll just explain it though. Because of time. We have a lot to do. So the reason why your inner join and your full join show the same thing. Remember our definition, yeah? Our definition here. Inner join shows records in both tables that match. Full join keeps both left and right tables both matching and unmatched. So it simply means that in our table, in those two tables, right, there isn't a discrepancies when it comes to, because we are joining on what's this called now? On company ID. And every company ID that exists in the company table exists in the industry table, right? So that is simple and short. That's why it's appearing. That's why it has the same number of records showing there. You can always join on other things, right? So let's see. Industry, select funding year founded by Vision Funding, they join country city. We have company here. So if we were joining products, companies, and product emission, we can join on company, right? We can join on country. That would be the joining the link, right? We can also join on, okay, nothing else to join here. Total number, we have line type, kind type, dates, date joined. This is date sales. Order number. I don't know what this one joined on yet. We'll find out later. So, but get my point. The point is, the reason why these two tables are showing the same way is because there are no discrepancies in the records that are in company ID in the company's table, and the records that are in company ID in industry's table. If there were discrepancies, what would have happened is, because certain, for example, full join now, for example, let's assume that in company ID you have number 1 to number 1,000. Look at this page. We're seeing 999 here, right? Wait, let me annotate so you can see what I mean. Here. Why is that going there? Here, right? I see here 999. So let's assume that we had 1,000, right? When you do a full join, you will still see your 1,000 and then you see a blank somewhere, right? It will just be like, you see 1,000, yeah? You see company, whatever. But when you scroll over to, when you scroll over to, hold on. Yes, when you scroll to your right, where you have the industries and what it is again, it's supposed to expand. So yes, where you have the industry, the company, I need to company, okay, yeah. So when you have the industry, what will happen is that you see 1,000, and then you see place, Bellingham, United States, North America, and then you see blank. right? That is because an ID existed in the company ID for company's table that does not exist in company ID for industry table, right? So now you can look at our screen. We are seeing a blank here. The question is why? Why are we having a blank here? Please, this blank does not have anything to do with your joins, right? To quickly prove that to you, because that's the first time I'm seeing that blank too. But to prove that to you, our blank is where? Where is it? Let's go here. We have that blank here. City, right? And city of March. So company ID 848. So let's open a new. I'll just show you how data analysts must be able to confirm the data. So let's say select let's see okay, I want to just do something to select all from companies, right, where company ID equal 848. So correct. 848, and let's run that. So if we see a blank there, that proves that this blank we saw here is not because of our join, right? Oh, me and typing is good. Okay, company ID run. All right.
I think it's because of the quote.
Okay. Did you see that? Did we see that? You can leave an emoji if you can hear what I'm saying.
Yes, sir, we are seeing it, sir.
Okay. So you see that city is empty here and city is empty here. Here also, right? Now, why I did that is because already we know this is a full join. It's not his own job is not to delete data. Meanwhile, we already know that our first table that we are joining on, which is your from clause, company already has company ID, company, city, country, and continent. Yeah. So there's no how the full join is what is responsible for a blank data. If you see a blank data, it is not going to affect just one cell, it's going to affect the entire cell. Why? Because, and it's not, it's going to be a full join rather, it's going to be a full join. But that's going to be because a data or a value existed on the column that you joined them by. Remember that I told you, for example, that when you scroll up here, you can see that we can join companies. We can join product emission to companies using company and company, unlike we visit company ID here, right? So if there was a company that existed in company that existed in the product emission table that does not exist in the company's table, when you do a full join for two of them, every single thing you see in product emission will show. Every single thing you see in companies will show. But when you get to that particular record that has that company that does not exist in the company's table, every single line, or let me say every single cell in the record for companies will be blank. It's simple as that. So we know that we did this ourselves right now, and we saw that, okay, this guy is actually supposed to be, nothing's supposed to touch it. Do you get? Because if anything touches this guy because of our joining, there will be no magic spots. There will be no, let me scroll to the right. There will be no Singapore. There will be no Asia. Highest what you have is just fintech, or you have Asia, Singapore, you have whatever city would have been here, you have Maastricht Sports, but you will not have fintech. So you know that, okay, this is actually the join that cost it. Now, in the case where in this particular data now, you know that our company, our what you call this industry table has company ID and industry. But when we came down here, we are seeing only industry. We do not see company ID. That is because you joined it, it's a shared column. It will not repeat itself. So it already exists on the far left of this table, right? So that's simple about it. I don't go on about that again. If you have any questions though, please ask. Ask now. So we've verified that, right? So we'll move on to the next thing. Let me check. Okay, I think I heard the sound for a hand being raised. Am I correct? Hold on. Yes, Messi.
Sir. So I want to ask, so does inner join and full join, like, are they not doing the same thing since they're joining on country ID and they're getting the same record?
That's what I'm sure explained since, right? The reason why you have the same record, like you rightly noticed, yeah, and we also, is because there is no discrepancy. So let me give you an example. Yes, let's assume that you had. Let me do something like this. Let me just, so that everybody can see it. Let me not use just my mouth, right? So I'm just going to create a text here. So let's assume that you had, let's call this food. And under the food, you had, let's say, rice. Let's say, let's call this 2000. And let's say, what can I put to the rice now? What can I, okay, let's leave it like that. Let's leave it like that. Let's say beans, right? And let's say 5,000. Let's say no, I can't remember any food again. Amazing. Bread. Okay. So bread. Let's say 3,000. So something very simple, right? So this is our first table. You get. Now, let's assume that this 1, 2, 3, 4 you're seeing here are the unique identifiers. So I'm just going to give them a name, right? So let's call this FDID. That means food ID. And I'm going to just space these guys out very well so that you understand why we are getting the results, because tonight is the night of understanding. So let's call these items. So items on our list, right? Let's just space that. Okay, no, that's too much. So next we're going to have here is, let's call this price, right? So now this is table 1. So let's assume that you had table 2, and table 2 is called vendor, people selling the food, right? You now remember that the food ID, number 1 equates rice, number 2 equates beans, right? So you now had something called VND ID, right? You also had something called FD underscore ID, and you also have something called location. I'm just creating a dummy data so that this drives home the message clearly. Something called location, right? So the vendor ID, this is their own table. Every vendor has his own ID, right? So let's assume that our vendor number 1 was responsible for the beans food ID, and he sold it at Singapore, right? We have vendor number 2 responsible for rice, Oh, sorry, no, it's not going to be rice. It's going to be the ID, one, responsible for one. And this person sold this thing at, sorry, for non-Nigerians, is a place I want to put. So let's say Shomolu, right? In Lagos. So, Shomolu, right? So you have Singapore, you have Shomolu. Do you understand? Now, if I do a full join on this table, what you are going to see, if you started with food first and then you added vendor, remember that this is the way we are doing. Let me go off. So we added one first, like you added company, then full join industry. You didn't do industry, then full join companies, right? Same thing too with this one, inner join companies, then industry. Yeah. So if we take that same approach also, not because if you switch it, it's not work, it's going to work, but it's just going to change the way it shows up, right? So if you take that same approach, our full join result is going to look something like this. So our full join, what you're going to see, you're going to see, because let's assume that we joined them, let's say full join, I'm just going to put that into brackets, and let's say on, or let me use the using. Okay, let me just use the using, so let's use FD, right? FD underscore ID, right? So what you are going to see as a result is this. You're going to see, if you join on FD, you're going to see FD because it's you are joining on food first. So food vendors, right? You're going to see FD underscore ID. You're going to see, next you're going to see items. You're going to see prices. You're going to see vendor ID. And you're going to see location. Right? So what's going to be our first thing you're going to see number one, which is rice. You're going to see the item called rice. You're going to see the price of rice is 2,000. You're going to see the vendor's number. Who sold rice is vendor number 2. And vendor number 2 is at Shomolu. Right? You're going to see number 2, beans. Beans is, where are you? Beans, you're going to see 5,000. 5,000. You're going to see vendor number 1. And you're going to see Singapore, right? Singapore. Now, then food number 3, you're going to see 3. You're going to see bread. You're going to see 3,000. What will you see here? Nothing. This is how it's going to look like. So for context, for visual understanding, permit me to make a change. So let's assume that this person sold bread instead, right? So bread, we're going to have vendor number 2, right? So vendor number 2 sold bread. And I'm trying to change the, yes. This is rice. Rice. So food that was sold. I want a need to be this. I want you to remove this guy from the vendor number 1 selling this. Vendor number 2 is okay, yes. So it's going to sell this. It's going to sell rice, beans, bread, rice 1. So number 2, vendor number 2, yes, selling rice. Vendor number 2 is selling beans. So I'm just going to take this guy, copy, so that you get the contact. I don't put it like that so you can see something. I'm trying to show you. Okay. So now, can't you see? I'm going to paste this here. I'm going to change this to inner join. Right? Inner join. The difference where I'm going to notice is that this guy is not even going to exist in the first place. Mercy, are you still following?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So your full join is going to show both matched and unmatched. It's going to put everything together. You get. So even if the unmatched was here, which I didn't show, wherein, let's say you have more vendors than the food, you will have data in this place, like this entire space. Like, let me just do H, right? You're going to have data in this place, but you don't have data here. You don't have data here. It's going to be blank. So it doesn't, so what full join does is that it shows everything, right? But your inner join, amazing. Okay, I've seen your request for. So your inner join is going to strip away any part where there is no matching value. So you can see that we have a vendor. Vendor 1 sold bread, right? It exists. Vendor 2 sold rice. It exists. But nobody sold beans. It will not put it out, right? The only reason why, unlike what I'm showing you in this place, why everything is the same number of rows, 1074, is because, unlike our own data here, there was a third vendor. Do you get? And this third vendor, there was a third vendor that carried this, because we're joining on FD, not vendor ID, right? There was someone who had the beans food ID. So you can see 1, 2, 3 here. You see 1, 2, 3 here. Chikena. It doesn't even matter how many times it appears. It just shows 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. See that it's 3 to 1, but it doesn't matter the arrangement. As long as it exists here, it's the same number, pam, that's it. So it's going to show the number of rows like that because it's exactly. There is no repetition, 1 for 1. So your full join and your inner join will return the same number of values. It doesn't mean that you have the same, what's this called now? They have the same purpose, right? So you'll see your full join is going to show everything, right? But inner join is not going to show number 2. Now, if we didn't do this part, yeah? We didn't do this part, it's not going to show it. Do you understand what I explained? Is there something you don't yet get?
I understand, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. So that's how full join and inner join works. Full join will join everything together. Inner join will strip away what does not work. So full join will show you blank space or null, depending, right? So it's going to show you like that, and that's how you. So I think that's fine. I don't have to explain all that detail.
Okay.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, okay, for the data that we were working on before, since the city is blank, is it still in inner joint? Like city is in inner joint, like the.
So that's why we ran this code you see here. This cell you are seeing here. Select all company where company ID equals 848. Because we were trying to confirm that it was not our query that messed up that value. So we can confirm here to see that it was originally empty. Nothing was there before. Do you understand? So it was not our it's not our query that made it empty. It has only been empty. You can see that I selected only company here, right? So it has always been empty. So company ID where this is this, and then we can see that's empty. So it had nothing to do. And why it was easy for me to spot it is because company table has multiple what do you call it now, columns. If this went blank because of our joining, others, this Asia will not be here, Singapore will not be here, Mashikot will not be here. The only thing that will survive is company ID. Do you understand? So when it's just one spot, I know that we have more than one column in this table, then I need that, okay, no. This must be coming from the data itself. So we have to come here to confirm. Do you understand now?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Isaac, I've seen your hand. Please ask your question.
I'm okay now, sir.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. So let's quickly move on to something else. So when I start full join, I don't want to do cross join and self join because I don't yet. Attendance will come in by 7:50, I think. So just chill. Next thing is okay. Let me see what I want to do. Just hold and give me a moment. Okay, so so in the work of joining, we have something called set theory. Can I read this? Oh, I don't want to run fast so that you can understand, because that's the whole point of the breakout session. Well, we have a lot to cover. Sorry, I won't be able to go in depth. Let me see your question so if I can explain it. Please do full join and outer join in the same manner. Okay, so we already explained it, but this question is technically wrong. Technically, right? Intention is right, but the technicality of this question you asked is wrong. Why? Because we already explained that full join is the kind of outer join, right? There are all kind of joins that's what do you call it now? How do I explain this again? There are all kind of joins that shows both matching records and because of there's no match, right? So we are eventually going to get the same thing if it even works like that, right? So, but then you'd have, if you want to do outer join, you have right outer join, left outer join, full outer join. It's basically the same thing. Do you get? It's basically the same thing. Full join, full outer join, the same thing. So, permit me to skip your question for Bob. Please, please, please. But then I hope you understand the question I gave. It's just a subset of that. I want to quickly run into this. So next thing we're going to do, let me close this guy, is to touch on union. So let's assume that we want to union. Okay, let's just use this thing instead of going so down. Let's assume that we want to. I'm going to delete this. So I'm going to hide this. So let's assume that we want to do a union of industries. Let's just see the same industries and company ID and see what happens. Right? So our code is, so because of time, I'm just going to be typing and explaining at the same time. So select now the trick with union, it must have the same number of columns. But for the sake of class, let's make the error and see. So select all, right? And then from select all from companies, union. So the idea of this is basically almost like join. Is to just merge the table together, which was the thing we were trying to achieve with full join. Yeah. But I'm going to show you the hiccup with this one. From industries. Okay. So we run. I'm suspecting this runs an error. Or yes, it runs, I suspect so. Yes. So like I said, it should have the number of columns, the same number of columns. So we can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns in company table. Industry table carries only company ID and industry, right? So what can we use? We have nothing in this table that we can use, because this is 4. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We can join dates. So let's join dates to funding. Let's join dates to funding. They have the same number of columns. So it's going to show that is a very long. That's the same now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Oh. Sorry, my bad. It's 3, not 4. It's 3, not 4. I can see Mavis's hand. Mavis, please ask a question.
So sorry to cut you. My question is, in a situation where like you were trying to join the company and the industries, right? That it gave you that error. In a situation where you pick numbers of columns from the company that matches the same number of columns from the industry, will it actually work out?
That is a very tricky question. I'm not tested that myself. But what I know is that when you use union, it must have the same number of columns. What my work in this industry are saying is when you are using full join, right? So, but then for the sake of testing, right? Let's do this right here and now and see, right? Because I've not tested that theory myself, because I already know full union does not join, so I took it like that. So let's try your approach. So company underscore ID, and we made it on. Okay, let's make it just company. Just company. And then we do the same here, but this time there's a company ID against industries. Industry, not industries. Industry. So, my company, always that company. So not from dates, from companies, right? So let's run this and see if it works. Amazing. So that is beautiful. So yes, see, it worked. So now we know that when you spell out the tables you want to link on, obviously they have to be the same, right? That means same number. So you can't have 3 here and have 4 here, or have 3 here and have 2 here, right? It's going to link. Now, one of the funny thing about union is that it merges everything under the first one mentioned. I wanted to say that before, but I was trying to figure out this thing first. So you see that we mentioned company here and industry here. It does not matter whatever you put here. Yes, though it has to be correct. That means this industry has to exist. My point is, it doesn't matter whatever column it is. It's always going to assign the name of this column to it. So what does this mean? This simply means that it has merged the entire company ID and companies on a vertical list, right? So it got where it ended with company and then added industries under. So somewhere, see, you say fintech, so mixed it. Let's go down here. Come in.
I can actually see some industry items
Yes.
under the company.
Inside,
yes, inside amongst the company items.
Company, order by company, right? Supposed to be under. Okay. I see. Something doesn't make sense here. It's not supposed to do that. Hold on, please. It's not supposed to do that. This is 165. Okay. You don't have it's not on this here. Complete ID. Okay, wait. What about company ID? I'm going to confirm something. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 2. Oh, I see. Okay, so okay, so what I'm looking at is repetitions here. I'm trying to figure out why they're repeating themselves, because it's not supposed to repeat itself. This is this for this and this for this. That's fine. And this is 165. But we're trying to remove all. When you do a union, it's supposed to be what do you call it now? A non-duplicate value. Right, right. Okay. See, I see duplicate value. I'm not trying to say that is a problem I need to sort out later. Anyways, so the idea of union, you can read up on that, is to merge two tables together. The same idea that we're trying to merge full join. The only difference is your union places the two tables on top of it, like I think we start like in a row by rows, yeah. And according to what we have here, it's going to pick one from your first table and the next from your next table, right? Stacking them each together. But on your full join, which I think, okay, it's still here. Yeah, hang on. Still here. So your full join, what you have is quite the opposite. Instead of stacking it up and down, like placing it one by one, it starts left and right. So you have from left to right, you have this one table, sorry, continent here. And then here is another table, industries, cost industries and company ID. So that is that. On this union is giving me serious mental problems right now because it's not supposed to do this. But I'll figure that out later and come back to you with that. Thank you. Thank you, Isaac. I think Isaac has spoken on that. Thank you, Isaac, for bringing that up. No, was it Isaac? No, Mavis. Mavis, right? Mavis, were you the one who brought up the...
Yes.
Yes. I said thank you. Yes. So I don't give thanks to another person. Yeah. So
yes, I was one.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
So one more. Okay, we still have a little bit of time left. So let's quickly move to something else. A one-feared amazing man called Subqueries. So I'm moving to Subqueries. We're just going to declare this guy. So in Subqueries, you have so in Subqueries you have subquery, you have semi-join, anti-joins, you have subquery in your where clause, you have subqueries in your from clause, you have subqueries in your select, right? So let's start with something simple, right? We're going to do it step by step by step by step, right? And after everything, I am going to now explain why you can do a subquery in select, in where, and in from, right? We're going to explain, I'm going to explain everything. So I'm going to be a bit fast. So select, right? Let me see what we're going to use. So let's use students. Oh, that student data was so long. Trying to avoid it. We're trying to avoid it. Trying to avoid it by all means, but let's see. Okay, so select. Let's say we select. Let me see. Region. I hope you're seeing my screen, so you can see where I'm selecting from. This is the region here. We already did that work, that heavy lifting initially. So we're selecting region, and now in your subqueries, the idea of a subquery is that you are writing a query inside another query. It is also called nested query. It's like you nest it inside, you've placed it inside another query, right? So you can write a subquery from select, from where, and from, right? Which I'm about to show you now. So you can just say that subqueries are queries that are written inside another query, right? So if that is the case, what you're about to see now is another query inside your select statement. In fact, I'll just make it very simple. I'm going to just write a from statement to from students, right? From students, and that's fine. Do you get? So now let's run this. Let's just run this. Let's run this. Region. We had region now. That's the region there. Region doesn't exist. Hold on. That's region right there. A region doesn't exist somehow. I hope it's, yeah, I'm about to do that. But I don't even think
It's
that.
a capital letter R.
Yes, that's not the issue. Okay, still running. So that's not the issue. The issue is not the capital letter. The issue is, I think, is this. I think that's what the issue is. Let's try that.
I think we should change available SDF to students.
The what?
We need to change available as DF. Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
No, this is wrong. What I did is wrong. This just showed region.
We need to change the data frame.
The frame. What you said, and I can get you.
We need to change available as DF to available as students. The data frame upward.
Oh. Okay. So change to what?
To students.
Okay. Students. And so let's go by that logic. Remove this. Okay. So I have some issues. So I'm going to try this. And that should work. Correct. Okay, one more Hold on. Oh, so I'm correct, yeah. So it's the double quotation mark. Now this happened because if you notice, unlike other this has capital letters in there. It meant someone intentionally made it so, because normally your SQL or your database column names are always in lower cases. So when you see we call this sentence case. When you see a sentence case, you know that it's intentional act, right? And so to call or to, what's the word I'll use now? To query it, yeah? You just use the double quotation. I suspected that. So the point is, yes, we have this. Now I want to write a select statement in my select. So all I do is open my bracket. I can see a hand. Mavis, please.
Yes, sorry to cut you short, right? Now, a couple of times I've had issues with using single quotes and double quotes. Like when I use double quotes for certain attributes, you tell me that there's an error, right? But here you are using double quotes and it's kind of accepting it. So what is the differences and when should we use single or double quotes?
Okay, thank you for that question. So single quotes are mostly used to reference values in a cell. So remember when I did the single quote and region, so that the results, the name of the header here, let me use my annotation so that I can use the green mark to point it out. So you show that here before was an upside down question mark, column, another upside down question mark, and then the entire row kept repeating region, right? That's because a single quotation is for a string, it's for a value. So you're using it. So for example, remember when we wanted to find MA, a company that starts with MA, a company that ends with ER, we use a single quotation, the single mark, right? So because that is a string, you're looking for something inside a cell. But when you start using double quotes, you're mostly referring to a colon or a field, right? So now that does not, because I have experienced cases where I did what you said, like I have the same problem with you, and I found out that the problem was not even coming from the code, it's coming from data labs itself. So sometimes you have to be sure that data labs is not the one experiencing some technicality issues in the moment. So for example, I noticed a problem with data lab. I don't know if they fixed it now, and I didn't want to try it. I noticed that if you have, let's say you have this select statement, and then this is your question, you have something like dash dash here, and then you have some gibberish here, and then the word that ends this is the name of a table. It has issues. I don't want to run it now, but I experienced that kind of thing. And it took me like almost a whole day to figure out that was the problem. Because who would ever look there? Because this itself is supposed to signify that whatever is here does not tamper with my code. But unfortunately, it was tampering with the code. So sometimes it might be the platform is going to run your code. You have to just understand the technicalities behind it. That might be what is causing the issues when you are doing it rightly and it's still happening wrong. But apart from that, the normal way is to use a single quote for string values inside a field, inside a cell, right? Yes, inside a cell. And then double quotes for columns that were not written in the normal way. So for example, if my column was region in Nigeria, I've changed it, right? I don't know why that's not type. Okay, yes, region in Nigeria, that's how we'll type it, right? Because if region in Nigeria showed up the way it is here, region space in space Nigeria, if it showed up like that here, when I want to reference it here, I'll put a double colon because I know that I can't type region space Nigeria, sorry, region space in space Nigeria. Do you get it? Mavis, do you get it?
Yes, I do. Thank you very much.
Okay. So let's quickly end the select the subqueries drama. So now I have started a new query inside my select statement. So I said it counts. What am I trying to count is the next question. Right? Sorry, I hate this whenever this happens. Let me just create something else here. I just don't like when this happens. I'm trying to give space so that it looks proper in your eye. So from now I can say same still from let me see. Students. This is what I want to use student data. Sorry guys, I'm going to change this. Let's change this to year founded. I want to show you something. That particular example is not going to work. So year founded underscore year founded. So I don't need double quotation here because year founded is year founded. And I'm just going to change this because this is in the dates table. Oh my god. Right? It's in the dates table, right? So I want the count of companies, right? I want the count of companies. So I'll say counts all. I can say count companies, then it's the same thing. So count all from companies. This is my company spelling. It's always a drama. All right. So, and then I will tell it where it's always okay. So where so I'm going to link two of them. So I would say where companies dot company underscore ID equals order, is that order date, sorry, dates underscore ID. Amazing, run out of time, but I'll just quickly round this up, please. Yes, then you alias it to say as, let's call it count of company, counts of companies, right? So we run this. I don't think this will run though, because I'm not good by, but let's see. It's always this company spelling. Always the company spelling. That's massive. Change that right now. Did I put this ID somewhere? Date dot company. And I did it. I've done it again. Change, yes. But sorry guys, we're already eating into other time. Please let's just round this up. So yes, you see. So what this does is it's when, so I'll just explain what select is. What's our time? So when you compute the right values and then you put them against on other columns that are selected, that's the use of select subqueries in select statements. Yeah. So you're not, the subquery in a select statement is not for a temporary table. It's not for another table or a filter like where clause. It's not creating a temporary table for further processing. No, its own is to compute. So that means if in my clause, for example, my subquery is not going to end as a number. It is not supposed to be in the select statement. I'm going to rephrase that. You have three ways you can do a subquery. You have select statements, you have where, and then you have from, right? Where is to filter the results based on the conditions of another table. So that means that I'm not talking of this way you're seeing here in the subquery. No, I'm talking of where that's supposed to be under your from, your main query, the where that's supposed to be here, right? So I don't, because of time, I don't want to, because we don't have what they planned for after it. So in your where, right? When I have created my query, my main query, the subquery in my where is the condition on which my main query would run. So whatever I wrote in the subquery that is in my where clause, right, is meant strictly for filtering, right? Whatever subquery I write in my select statement, it is intended to end as a number. So you can see numbers here, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, right? That is the intent of subquery in a select statement. And then the subquery in the from statement, the intention of that is to create a temporary result set for further processing. That means you've created, it's like I have created a table. Now, okay, let's scroll down. It's like I want to use this table, this results. I can place it in my from statement, and then it means that whatever I wrote, so I'll just give an example instead of going too far. I'll just say from, right? From, right? Then I will say, let's say, this is company. Let's just say industries where exists in, right? And then I close it. And I close here too. This has already become a subquery in, let me push it out so that it's not, not you again. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm trying to push this so that for some people it's as easy as ABC. Okay, so let me just see if I can copy this, hopefully. Oh, thank God. Okay. So this is what a subquery in a from will look like. Where you're going to have your select. What's this doing? We are going to have your select here, and then you are going to have your, maybe your where clause, another filter again, right? This is how a subquery in a from statement looks. Do you understand? So it is inside a from statement. Its own is to create a temporary. Remember that this result we're seeing down here is from this subquery that we just created here, right? A nested query. So now this is how it's going to look like, because this is going to be linked inside. I would have not properly made this subquery correct, but this is just the idea of how a from subquery looks like, and its intent. Its intent is that the subquery for a from statement is a temporary table used to further analyze something or query. It's a table on itself. It exists. It can exist outside the main query, right? As a full table, yeah. Your where what do you call it now? Your where clause, nested query in your where clause is just a condition for which the main query will run, and the select statement is always going to have a numerical value as its end goal, right? So it's either an average of something, a count of something, the max of something, the mean of something, right? That's just the idea. I'm so sorry that I could not achieve much this evening, but I hope what we've explained so far we're able to understand. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, so I think I have a question. So we'll meet again next week. Probably your other TA will take you by next week. Yes, and probably touch on what I was not able to cover on. Thank you so much for your time. I am very pleased. I said I'm very honored also to have such wonderful people to teach. So see you Saturday. Please, if you have any questions, always reach out to your class captain and forward that message to us, and we can always respond it quickly. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome.